Haney, and I mean, that's one of the most disgraceful robberies in boxing that I've seen. It's up there with Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor as far as robberies go. I'm not even going to talk about the Amanda nuts. I mean, it makes me puke that what they did to that guy. Amanda Serrano mauled Katie Taylor, mauled her. They should have stopped. They could have stopped that fight 3 times. And so anyways, they gave the fight to the white girl. So, anyways, this is the problem that we have with boxing. Number one, you got this old mobsters running the show. Specifically Bob Arum. Bob Arum's a corrupt fucker. And it's just come out and say people talk all these shit about Don King. Yeah, he a corrupt motherfucker, but not anymore than Bob Arum. Bob Arum is horrible, for boxing. Dave Moretti. Why is Dave Moretti the judge, the boxing judge? Why hasn't this person been investigated? He's been involved in more controversial decisions that I can count on. But 116 to 112, really? I mean, there were times there was around there when Lomachenko made Haney look like an amateur, like an absolute amateur. Haney, I've been saying it for a long time. Haney is not, he's gifted and all that, but he's not at the level of Lomachenko. He's not at the level of the pound for pounds. He's not at the level of Shakur Stevenson. Okay. I knew every time I see Haney fight, he has a bunch of tells. If you've ever fought in somebody, if you've been in the gym and you're fighting or wherever, in your backyard, in your front yard, whatever, in the street, there are tells. And I teach that to my son. Pay attention to little tells, just little things they'll tell you. Haney has so many tells, it's not even funny. And the thing is, he does the Philly shell. He tries. In order for you to do the Philly shell, you have to have real quick feet. And yes, he's quick, but he's not that quick. Okay, he's not Lomachenko or Mayweather quick. That's one of the drawbacks of the Philly shell. And you have to also do a lot of waist movement to make it work. And this has to move. You can't just leave it here. People keep leaving their, Philly shell. You're not attached to this. The Philly shell this hand has to move wherever. So it's got to be a moving shield. So you protect with your shoulder, and also this number. But there are places that are exposed. And a fast in between puncher like Lomachenko will clean your clock. And he, as soon as I saw some Lomachenko test Haney's, Haney's chin, he's in trouble. When in the first few rounds, Haney started when he saw that he couldn't deal with the angles, because Lomachenko will swing on you. He'll do customato shifts. And then he slice the pizza. Like, if you look at the Ukrainian fighters, they'll come in, out, and then you'll swing around, and instead of coming straight for you, they'll go in an angle, and you'll miss him. So he made him miss so much, and when he attacked, he didn't know what to do, because Haney has never seen this. First of all, how do you prepare for Lomachenko? Who you think you're going to get as far as sparring for Lomachenko? You have to go to Ukraine to get him. Ukraine is at war right now, So, I'm sure they have people outside, but if you really wanted to go, you have to go to a boxing school in Ukraine, and they're all in the front lines fighting. So most of them, even Lomachenko was out there, in the fight like a year ago. So That's the problem. See, this is non-traditional boxing. This is Eastern European, um, what I call baiting, baiting and baiting and then switching. So you think he's coming in, he'll twist, he'll stop and then twist and catch you. So in order to counter that, you can't shell up. So Haney started going up in the shell and thinking that he's just going to catch and then he just stopped moving. He thinks he's going to do a rope-a-dope. He didn't even do that. You could see him frustrated. He's like, shit, I just got to cover up because I don't know where the hell the punch is coming from. Well, when that happens, you have to move your feet. You're not a fucking plant. You're not a tree. So when he shelled up, that's exactly what Lomachenko wanted, because you shell up, you don't have a good field of vision, so he can go around you, and he can go underneath, he can go from the side, and that's exactly what he did. Lomachenko schooled Haney. He schooled him. He took him to school. He busted his ass up. By the third round, he was bleeding out of the mouth. He busted him up. He couldn't miss. Lomachenko couldn't miss with the left. And then Lomachenko, this guy's, I said it for a long time, his style is so good, and his martial art, level is so high. I saw some Bruce Lee stuff on Lomachenko, because, well, the guy that you're seeing on the video, this is the guy's left hand, but in my life, my real me, this is my right hand. So now I'm gonna turn. So this is, in reality, this is my left hand, but in your guy over there that you're seeing on the camera, this is the right. So Haney will throw a jab, and Lomachenko would do. It just comes straight up from Wing Chun and actually Shaolin Kung Fu, that when they go like that to block, but Lomachenko went farther, Bruce Lee type of deal, in flight. When Haney would throw a left jab, he would touch it, get it out of the flight path, and hit him in the same motion. Okay, so you're talking about supreme elite level boxing. If you want to see what elite level boxing is, you have to watch the fight again. I'm gonna watch it again. Lomachenko put a boxing clinic, and he mauled Haney. Now, mind you, Lomachenko is a natural 126, and he's gone up to two weight divisions to 135. Okay, he's 35 years old. Can you imagine if he was 25? Haney is just a kid, very experienced kid at that. But Haney is allegedly at the top of his game. But I've said it for a long time. He's not the super fighter. Same thing I say with Errol Spence. Errol Spence is not a super fighter. It's not. Errol Spence is the Tim Duncan of boxing. He is Mr. Fundamentals. Okay, but he's not the creative, he's just a high volume pressure fighter that's fundamentally perfect. Okay, but he's not the super fighter that people say he is. If he fights Bud Crawford will knock him out, because Bud Crawford is Mr. Super Intelligence in the ring. Bud Crawford is another level. He's a genius. He's a savant of boxing. He does things to people that people are not expecting him to do, and he makes them look foolish. He knocks them out like that, and like what he did to Kell Brook. Kell Brook, when they interviewed him after the fight, it's like, I've never seen anything like that. And Kell Brook's experienced fighter. He's been against the best fighters on the planet when he was fighting, and he was one of the elite fighters in the planet. And Bud Crawford made him look like a child. It made him look like, okay, this is not fair. So that level of fighting is what Lomachenko has. So this hurts boxing. This type of decision, blatant robbery. There were moments in the fight when Lomachenko took his foot off the gas. after Lomachenko had just been cracking, breaking the guard in flight. Lomachenko had to sometimes jump, do gazelle punches, jumping to reach him, and he'll reach him and then land and shift. It's a sight to see. To see what a boxing masterclass looks like is Lomachenko, taking Devin Haney to school. But they have to, first of all, there has to be an independent commission on this, on bad decisions, on robberies, flat out robberies in boxing, because people say, "Oh, it's a fight." No, it's not just a fight. This is an entire industry where billions of dollars are on the line. People betting their money on fighters that go out there and get robbed of their victory, and nothing happens. Nothing happens to these judges. Nothing happens to these promoters. Nothing happens to the sports commission, athletic commissions, to the boxing commissions, to the boxing, the associations, the sanctioning bodies. This has to have an end. We can't just say, "Oh, that's just boxing." No, fuck that. That's disrespectful to the people who pay $75 to $100, $125, a shitload of money for one fight to watch a show. Your hard-earned money, and people now betting is everywhere. Your hard so that the decision gets stolen. How is that not being investigated? That has to stop, because not only and then that's disrespectful for. First of all, it shows. When you see these fighters win, like Haney, when the fight was over, he knew he had lost. He knew he had lost the fight. Just look at his body language. Look at his face. He knew he lost that fight. So, you tell me, and then he starts celebrating. Look, man, if that been me, I'll tell the whole world. Look, that man beat me. I don't know which fucking fight you were watching. I got my ass whooped. See, but they're all of a sudden they forget all their manhood and their honesty and their values when they're given a decision. So they're not honest. Right away they stop being honest. So I think it's disrespectful to the entire world. The boxing world and the fanatics like me and millions of people all around the world. Something needs to be done, because if they want boxing to survive, you have to root out the corruption, or else it's going to go the way of so many other sports that have lost the support of the people. Without the credibility of the people, you're fucked. I know we're in the era where lies are seen as truth. From the Trump effect. It doesn't matter how much that lie is. They tell a lie. They think they tell a lie enough times they'll become a truth. No, that's not so. That's not how it works. So we need to keep boxing honest. And I think that we need the intervention of a third party, perhaps regulatory agencies, and Federal Trade Commission, somebody out there, because there's a lot of money. This is interstate commerce at its finest, and there's blatant fraud being committed by officials, by judges, by boxing judges are committing fraud, and the promoters and a bunch of people. This business of stealing fights, blatant robberies, needs to be investigated, and the people need to be fired. I don't give a shit how long they've been fucking judging boxing. That's how long they've been fucking people over. So I'm a boxing purist. I'll take a boxing match over any UFC fight any night.